So on question number 1, we said the answer is C. It's obviously a decrease in the equilibrium price and remove the surplus of labor. Because if the minimum wage is above equilibrium, there is a surplus of labor there. The firms cannot, when the wage rate is high, the firms are not employing a lot of people, so there is a surplus of labor. So there's a decrease in the equilibrium price and it removes the surplus of labor. Number 2, we are saying the opportunity cost of choosing to buy the pair of jeans would be the 2 t-shirts, because the sunglasses the person has got and the person is not willing to buy the pair of shoes. So the 2 alternatives that the person has got is the 2 t-shirts plus the pair of jeans. And then the person decides to buy the pair of jeans, which is Fatima, and we don't have a Fatima here. And if the person decides to buy a pair of jeans, that means the next thing, which is the next best, would be the 2 t-shirts. And I gave an example of Funokubonga and her husband. Right. Let's now go to question number 3. When you go to questions like this, that's where I said application is needed. There's no guesswork. You can guess and you can be very confident while your guess is wrong. Okay. So let's do this. This question refers to the figure below, which shows the price, marginal cost, and average cost curve facing a perfectly competitive firm in the short run. What is the total daily revenue of the profit maximizing firm in the short run? So what you need to know here is the profit maximizing condition that I said it's always MR is equals to MC. This is a golden rule. If you want to maximize your profit, your marginal revenue should always be equal to MC. So on this one, you have to check where your MR is. And we know it's a perfectly competitive market. And your MR, remember your price is equals to MR is equals to AR, it's equals to AC. That means this line here is equals to your MR. So your MR is equals to AC at this point. That is a profit maximizing condition. MC is equals to MR. But the trick with this question was you identifying the marginal revenue curve, which is the price. That's why they told you that it's a perfectly competitive firm. So the MR price is equivalent to the MR, is equivalent to the AR, is equivalent to the demand curve, is equivalent to the price, which is this line. So where MR and MC meet is at this point. And always they are asking for the daily revenue. They are asking for the daily revenue. So your revenue is equals to your quantity. Remember the formula that I told you. Hey, again, there's a pop-up. Hey, it is gone. Again, I told you that total revenue is equals to quantity times price. The quantity that you are selling Magwinya, with someone that I can play around with a name or with his name. Let me say Sean. Sean, I saw you. Let's say Sean, you are selling Magwinya. The total revenue is the quantity of the Magwinyas that you are selling times the price of 1 Gwinya. So here, the quantity, which is the output per day, is equals to 100. Therefore, you multiply with the price, which is 20 Rand. That means the total revenue is equals to 2,000. Where is our 2,000? Is equals to B. Then number 3 is B. Why? We have taken this profit maximizing condition. It's a golden rule that always profit is maximized when marginal revenue is equals to MC. You will see again later when we continue. If they tell you that MC is more than MR, for you to maximize your profit, you have to reduce your output to a point where MC is equal to MR. There's another question, I know I've seen it, where it's asking you, what do you do? So it's again application of concepts. Right. Any question, guys? On question number 3. Any question? Understood? All right, there is a question there. Let me see. Okay, Mary saying it's clear. So I guess I should continue. So I'll clear everything here and then I continue with question number 4. So what I do is I can write here with a free hand and we can work our things as we go. Complete the following statement. Households So here they're testing you the secular flow of income. And we said in the secular flow of income, the main players are your firms and then your households. They are your firms and your households. And we said your households supply labor, and then your firms goods and services. So in the households, like the labor is one of the factors of production. Then goods and services is the goods market. So that one is the factor market. This one is the goods market. That means in the factor market, households are providing labor, which is the factor of production. In the goods market, the firms are providing the goods and services. But there's a link because when the households give labor, they are paid by the firms. And the money that the households would have received from providing labor, they use it to pay the goods and services. Right. So here they say, complete the following statement. Households sell their, what do they sell? They sell their factors of production. Lend labor capital in entrepreneurship in the factor market. Then they use their income to buy goods in the goods market. Do we have such an answer? The answer is B. The answer is B. Right. Any question there? Any question? Are you happy with question number 4?
Yes.
I want feedback, guys. Otherwise, I will not proceed. I want feedback. I don't want some second answer. I want to give you an answer with proper reasoning.
Yes.
Okay. Question number 5. Which of the following will not cause a change in demand for coffee? Hey, right. I like questions like this because they are saying cause a change in demand. Mind the wording that is given here. It's a change in demand, not change in quantity demanded. They are not talking about quantity demanded, but they are talking about the change in demand. Let me see the question. Or someone, okay, it's answered. Right. So, which of the following will not cause a change in the demand for coffee? So, right. Remember, the only factor that causes a movement along the demand curve, which is quantity demanded, is the price of coffee. Any other factor will cause a change in demand. So the factor which will not cause a change in demand is the price, is the change in the price of coffee. If there's a change in the price of coffee, it will cause a movement along the demand curve. But if there's a change of any other factor which is not the price, it will cause the shift. So let's look for the price of coffee itself, which should be our answer. There's an increase in the price of coffee. Our answer should be B. There, our answer should be B because of that reasoning. When we were doing our lessons, we differentiated between a change in demand and a change in quantity demanded. Again, you see, these are concepts that we are applying. We are not just saying, I know these answers, from a layman's point of view, all these answers might be right, or they might be all wrong. But you need to know the concept of a change in demand and a change in quantity demanded. It is only the change in the price of the own good that causes a movement along the demand curve. So our answer is B. Our answer is B. Happy?
Jasper,
Yes.
I'd like for you to please repeat that, your explanation, where you say there's a difference between quantity demanded and demand.
All right. May I know who's speaking?
Pardon?
May I know who's speaking? This is
Palisa.
Oh, it's Palisa. Palisa, our admin. Palisa?
Yes.
Okay, Palisa. That's fine. I should be very careful. So I should explain this because if I don't explain, Palisa will check me out of the main group. So let me explain this. All right. I want to draw two graphs here. Where can I draw the other one? Let me clear this, and then let me clear. Right, I want to come here where there's space. I want to draw two graphs here, Palisa. I want to draw this and draw this. And then on this one, I want to draw a demand curve. And then on this one, I want to draw two demand curves. Remember, this is a demand curve, and then this is D1, this is D2. Right. I want to do this and do this. Imagine it is, okay. So if price changes from P1 to P2, quantity demanded, if price changes from P1 to P2, P1 to P2, quantity demanded decreases from Q1 to Q0. Can you see that, Palisa? If price increases from P1 to P2, quantity demanded decreases from Q1 to Q0. This is actually a movement from point A to point B. This is a movement from point B to point A. So a movement along the demand curve is called a change in quantity demanded. So the graph there signifies a change in quantity demanded. And the change in quantity demanded shown here is caused by the change in the price of this good. But if demand changes from D1 to D2, it's a shift in the demand curve. It is caused by other factors like tastes and preferences, weather, income, price of substitutes, and complements. Any other factor which is not the price of the good causes a shift in the demand curve. And this is what you call a change in demand. A change in demand. This is a change in quantity demanded. This is a change in demand. So that question was saying, which one will not cause a change in demand? If it is not causing a change in demand, that means it is the price which causes a change in quantity demanded.
Oh, got it.
You got it?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
All right. I know your question answered a lot of questions that were in people's minds. All right. I will proceed. We were on question number. Let's go to question number 6. So number 5 is B. Let's go to question number 6. Don't worry, guys. We will not sleep until we finish this paper. Let's use the time that we have got. If the blankets are calling you, get a heater. You will be fine. Like what I'm doing here, I'm very warm. Right. Which one of the following statements is incorrect? Again, they're testing you supply and demand here. They're saying which of the following statements is incorrect? Statement A. An increase in the price of bus trips will lead to an increase in the demand for train trips as substitute. That one is correct because a bus is a substitute of a train. So if there's an increase in the price of bus trips, there will be an increase in demand, not quantity demanded. I want you to check here the wording. It's an increase in demand of the train trips. This one is correct. That one is correct. Let's go to B. An increase in the price of bus trips will lead to a decrease in the quantity of bus trips demanded. I want you to look again at the wording. It says decrease in the quantity. Yes, it's correct because of the law of demand. Less is demanded at high prices. So if there's an increase in the price of bus trips, there will be a decrease in the quantity of bus trips demanded. That is correct. I hope you are listening to my reasoning. C says, an increase in the consumer's incomes will result in the increase in the demand for a normal good. That's why we're saying a normal good has got a positive yield, a positive income elasticity of demand. illustrated by a rightward shift of the demand curve. That one is true. Because if the consumer incomes increase for a normal good, we have got an increase in demand, then the demand curve shifts to the right, which is correct. Let's look at D. D says a decrease in the price of bus trips will lead to an increase in demand for bus trips. This is wrong. Why? Because it is saying a decrease in the price of trips or bus trips will lead to an increase in demand. It should not be increase in demand here. It should be an increase in quantity demanded. Because it's the price of bus trips, it should be quantity demanded. And then illustrated by a rightward shift in the demand curve. Wrong, because when the price decreases and we have got an increase in quantity demanded, we have got a movement along the demand curve. We don't have a shift in the demand curve. That means our answer is D for number 6, because we want the incorrect statement. Mouthful, ne? If you want to say something, unmute your mic and speak. I know I'm not speaking to people that can't hear nor speak. Are you happy with question number 6? Are you happy with question number 6? All right, Lynn is happy. Dimakato is happy. Ivisco Sana is happy also. All right, let's go to question number 7. Yeah, I like these questions that challenge my thinking. While they're saying he's happy, I want these questions that challenge my thinking, because I am not a slow thinker. I know I think. All right, ladies was in the waiting room. Right, question number 7 says, the diagram depicts a decrease in demand for pies on a canvas. So it is saying it depicts a decrease in demand. Can you see it says a decrease in demand, not quantity demanded. So a decrease in demand is shown by a shift in the demand curve from D0 to D1. That is a decrease in demand. Right. If at the same time there was a rent increase for food outlets on the canvas, then in comparison with the original equilibrium EO, there will be. So they are saying here, demand decreased. That's why the demand curve shifted from D0 to D1. If at the same time, the people that are selling the pies at the campus, they've got their rents increased, what will happen? A lot of those small outlets, they are going to close shops. If they close shops, that means the supply is going to shift to the left. There will be a decrease in supply, not quantity supplied. That means the supply curve will shift from S0 to S1. It will shift to the left. So the supply curve is shifted now. Let's see. Okay, it has shifted. The new equilibrium is there. Let me see. Oh, the new equilibrium is now. The new equilibrium is now here. Sorry. I will undo here. The new equilibrium is here, because this is the new demand curve and the new supply curve. Let me see, there can be a question there. All right, someone who was asking. So the question is, the diagram depicts a decrease in the demand for pies on a campus if at the same time there was a rent increase for food outlets on campus. Then in comparison with the original equilibrium price E0, there would be, right, there would be, let's see all the answers that are given. Right. An increase in the equilibrium price and quantity. Equilibrium price and quantity, it says an increase in the equilibrium quantity, an increase in the equilibrium price and quantity. Quantity definitely decreases. So A is out. Boss, can you see that quantity decreases? It was there. Quantity has decreased. All right, let's look at B. B says an increase in quantity, equilibrium quantity, no, it's out. A and B are out on the grounds that there is no increase in equilibrium quantity. Let's go to C. A decrease in equilibrium quantity. Yes, we have got a decrease in equilibrium quantity, but an increase in price. All right. You can see here there is an increase in price, but the increase in price here from there to there is caused by, we are not told by how much the supply curve shifts, because the supply curve can be there. If the supply curve is there, that means the new equilibrium price would be actually lower than this. So we cannot say increase in price because we don't know by how much the supply curve shifts to the left. The supply curve can actually be in between there, which results in the decrease in price. So we can never determine the price. What we are very sure of is the decrease in quantity, but we don't know whether the price will decrease or increase, because the price will be determined by the degree of the shift of the supply curve. So let's go to D. A decrease in quantity supplied, equilibrium quantity, yes, but an indeterminate effect on price, yes. We don't know the effect on the price. It should be indeterminate. We can never determine it because we don't know by what degree the supply curve is going to shift to the left. So our answer for number 7 is D. Answer for number 7 is D. Any question? Answer for number 7 is D. Any question, guys? Are you happy? Mind you, you need to communicate for me to proceed. All right. Dimakato is happy. All right. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. Okay, I'm going to clear this. Let's go to number 8. Which one of the following will definitely cause a decrease in the equilibrium price of bananas? Okay, which one will definitely cause a decrease in the equilibrium price of bananas? A simultaneous increase in both supply and demand. This one, if there's a simultaneous increase in both supply and demand, the equilibrium price will increase. Okay, I just want to illustrate A to show that A is wrong, because we want something that will definitely decrease the equilibrium price. So we are saying supply and demand, demand, supply, an increase in demand, an increase in supply. Can you see that the equilibrium price can actually increase? It will not definitely. So that one is out. Okay. A simultaneous decrease in both supply and demand. Okay. Simultaneous decrease in both supply and demand. Let's do this. Supply and demand. If simultaneous, if supply decreases, supply will come there. Demand will come there. But the price is come from there to there. So the equilibrium price does not obviously decrease. If what the supply curve has decreased, demand has decreased. So but the price has increased. So no. So B is not the answer. C says an increase in demand combined with a decrease in supply. Right. Demand, sorry. Decrease in demand. It says increase in demand. Then decrease in supply. Price increase. So doesn't work. Let's go to the second one. A decrease in demand. A decrease in demand. That's the decrease in demand. And then combined with an increase in supply. Increase in supply. Can you see the equilibrium price has decreased? So this one will obviously lead to a decrease in the equilibrium price at that point. Our answer, therefore, is D. Number 8 is D. Right. Any question there? Number 8 is D. So, guys, when you are answering such questions, you have to sketch for each alternative. You have to sketch. You have to sketch. All right. I'm going to clear this, but please communicate. Should I proceed to number 9? Should I proceed to question number 9?
Yes.
All right. So one person is saying yes. Okay. Let me see. Sean is saying proceed. Sorry, guys, if I'm slow, but it's, remember, we are many. We want to make sure that we all understand. Want to make sure that we all understand. Are you happy with my pace, the speed at which I'm doing these questions, and the depth by which I'm explaining? Someone is saying, please repeat. It's Tyler. All right. All right. Tyler is saying I should repeat. All right. Mbali is saying it's a good pace. All right. So on this one, wait, this one, on question number 8, Tyler, I'll just repeat on the correct answer so that you can see what we mean. Remember, the question is saying, which of the following will definitely cause a decrease in the equilibrium price for bananas? This is the demand for bananas. This is the supply of demand, the supply for bananas. A decrease in demand. If demand decreases, it shifts to the left like that. That is a decrease in demand. With an increase in supply, if supply increases, what does it do? It shifts to the right like that. Definitely, the original equilibrium was there, but the new equilibrium is there. No matter if this demand shifts slightly and the supply curve shifts slightly, the equilibrium price will always decrease by that combination. Because when you supply more, price will go down. And also a decrease in demand, it will cause, its link with the supply will cause the equilibrium price to go down. Come rain, come thunder, come whatever. Okay, I hope you are answered now, Taylor. All right, she says that's perfect. Let's go to question number 9. Question number 9 says, which of the following statements regarding supply curve of apples is not correct? Which of the following statements regarding the supply curve of apples is not correct? Here you need to be very careful. On that question number 9, all the answers, they look right. You need to apply your economics thinking caps to get the answer on this question. All right, A says, if the price increases from 2 rand from here per apple to 3 rand per apple, that means from 2 to 3 rand per apple. The quantity of apple supply is increased by 2,500. That means 5,500 from 8,000 gives you 2,500. That means this one is right. We want the one which is not correct. This one is right. Then B says the positive slope of the curve shows, the positive slope of the curve shows the direct relationship between the price of the product and the quantity supplied. Yes. Remember, the supply curve is positively sloping, the demand curve is negatively sloping. So the positive slope of the demand curve shows the direct relationship. For the demand curve, it shows the indirect relationship or the inverse relationship. So B is right. Let's go to C. If the price of an apple is 2 rand, if the price of an apple is 2 rand, the equilibrium quantity would be 5,500. Okay, that one I want to leave it. I don't want to comment for now. I want to check how D reads. D says, if the price of an apple decreases from 1 rand 50, that means from 1 rand 50 there to 1 rand, the quantity supplied decreases by 1,250. That is right. Yes, it decreases from 4,250 to 3,000, which is 1,250. That's right. Our answer is C. This is the one which is incorrect. But I want someone who is very, who wants to try. He told me the reason why. Because why C is the incorrect one. Because if the price is 2, there is quantity there, 5,500. Why do we say C is wrong? I want someone who wants to try. That's where the concept issue comes into play.
We're not given the demand slope.
Correct. We can never talk of the equilibrium without the demand. So that might not be the equilibrium because the equilibrium is determined by demand. Maybe the demand curve is there. Who is this one who spoke? Who is the one who gave me the answer now?
Mbali.
Ah, Bali. Clap hands for Bali. Clapping hands for you, Bali. That's good. Yes. She deserves
Thank you.
Let's go to question number 10. Let's go to question number 10. Well done, Bali. That's Lishe. All right. Number 10 says, if the equation, okay, the question says, if the equation for the market demand curve is QD is equals to 100 minus 0.5p, and the equation for the market supply curve is QS is equals to minus 20 plus P. The market equilibrium price and quantity are. This is easy. You can actually do trial and error here. Try to slot in price where price goes and Q where Q goes. And then see if everything, if you would get the correct answer there. Right. But we can also do it like this. Remember the equilibrium price. Remember the equilibrium price is when QD. Sorry, I have to do this. The equilibrium price is where QD is equals to quantity supplied. That is the equilibrium. So the expression for the QD is equals to 100 minus 0.5p. So this is the demand QD is equals to minus 20 plus P. You regard it as an equation. Okay, let's solve the equation here. Let's solve the equation. Okay, let's bring the like terms together. Here, it's 100 plus 20. 100 plus 20, because this 20 comes this side, it becomes 120 is equals to this P comes this side, it becomes a plus. Is that right? It becomes 1.5p. So to get a P, we say P is equals to 120 over 1.5. What do you get for those that have got calculators?
80.
All right, so P is equals to 80. So P, if P is equals to 80, you can come and substitute on this one. Therefore, you say 100 minus 0.5 times 80, which is actually 40. So it's 100 minus 40, it gives you 60. So when P is equals to 40, then Q is equals to 60. That's where our answer is. That's how we get our answer. Nokubonga, yes. So our answer is D there. You have to take the two expressions and you put them together. Then you solve the equation. Are you happy? On number 10 is D. Are you happy? People are not responding. Should I proceed to number 11
Yes.
or should we end here?
Proceed.
All right.
Proceed.
Am I still with people in this class? Or some have been put off already? All right, but please hold on. If the demand, someone is speaking?
Yes, are we able to do it by plotting a graph?
Yes, you can do that, but it's a long way.
Okay.
You can do that exactly. And you can also do trial and error. Ne? When you do trial and error, you put 0.5 where the price is. Then you calculate what is QD. Then you put 0.5 where the price is. You find your Q. Your QD and your QS should be equal. So if you take your 80 and put it on the price, you get 40. You get 0.5 times 80, you get 40, 60, 100 minus 40, 60. Then you take your 80, you put it there. 80 minus 20 is 60. So 60 is 60, right? That's why our D is right. So you can do also the trial and error. But the correct way is the way I've done it. You do an equation. Number 11, if the demand for a good decreases, the equilibrium price would, and the equilibrium quantity would, ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus means holding other things constant. Always, let's take a graph and show this. It says, this is demand, this is supply. It says, if the demand of a good decreases, not quantity demanded, but demand. That means the demand curve is shifted to the left. What will happen to the equilibrium price? Okay, so the equilibrium price was there. What will happen to the equilibrium price? Decrease. And the equilibrium quantity was there. What will happen to the equilibrium quantity? Decrease. So we want decrease and decrease. So number 11, answer C. All answers are there, and you can actually explain your way to the answer. We are holding other things constant. But here, look, they're asking you whether you understand the concept of decrease in demand, not quantity demanded. That's what they are asking you. They are testing you to do here. Then they are testing you whether you know that a decrease in demand is the shift in the demand curve to the left. Okay, guys, can I proceed? Can I proceed to question number 12? Guys, you are not answering me. Can I proceed?
There's yes on the chat. Yes.
Or there's someone on the who said yes on the chat. Okay. Number 12 says, study the table below, which represents the cost and price schedules facing the perfectly competitive firm that manufactures lampshades. Using this it's a firm in perfect competition. Then it's saying, using this information to answer the question, this perfectly competitive firm will produce always profit maximizing position, MR is equals to MC. And remember, if it's perfect competition, MR is equals to the price. So let's look at the quantity where price is equals to MR. Where price is equals to MC. So price 10, we want where MC is equals to 10. There it is. That's where MR is equals to price. Then let's look at this point. Let's look at the value of the average variable cost is 8.25. Remember, why are we looking at 8.25? Because 8.25, it tells us about the shutting down position. We only shut it down if we can't cover our average variable cost. So we are producing at this level for lampshades, because MC is equals to MR. MC here, 10 is equals to MR, which is your price, is equals also to 10. And at this price, at this quantity, your price is greater than the average variable cost. That means we stay in operation because we are covering our variable cost. So let's look for 4 lampshades. 1, 2, 3. These ones are saying 4. But the first one says 4 lampshades, but it will consider shutting down in the short run. It will not consider shutting down because it is covering its variable costs. So that one is wrong. 4 lampshades, since at this production level, it earns normal profit. No, it is not earning normal profit. It is actually earning a loss, but it is covering the variable costs. 4 lampshades and will stay in operation. Correct. The answer is D on question number 12. The answer is D. Should I proceed? Should I proceed, or people are tired? You want us to stop and do this tomorrow again in the afternoon? I don't want to go alone. I don't want to
Please
speed alone. This is for
Okay.
your own benefit.
Please
Before we
proceed.
proceed,
Mhm.
before
Yeah.
we proceed, can you repeat the part where you're saying we must not consider shutting down, but the profit is, but they're making a loss?
All right. May I know who's speaking?
Bali again.
Oh, it's Mbali. Mbali, if you still remember in our lessons when we were doing perfect competition, we were actually doing market structures. We said the shutdown rule is when the firm cannot cover its variable costs. That's when it shut down. It can be shut down. It can be making a loss, but as long as it is covering its variable costs, it will stay in production. That's why I was comparing the price, which is the average cost, to the average variable cost. The average cost is still 10, which is the price. And then the average variable cost is 8.25. That means even if we are making a loss of -3, we are still not going to shut down because we are covering the average variable cost. That means we are able to pay for the workers that are coming in. We are able to pay for the raw materials that we are buying. We are still fine. We can still continue in production. The only thing that we are failing to cover fully are the fixed costs. But remember, even if we stop producing, we still have to pay the fixed costs. That's why we will stay in operation.
Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome, Bali. Others, please, I want to hear here. I don't want to go alone and I don't want to go with Mbali. Mbali, you want to go with me? No, I don't want to go with Mbali only. Let's move together. Class, let's agree. Are we proceeding? Or you want us to end on number
Please
12? Then
proceed.
Yes, let's proceed, please.
No, you may proceed.
Proceed.
Yes, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want
Let's
fuel.
proceed. You are edible.
I'm edible. All right. So I'm clearing
Proceed
this.
and finish. Let's
All right.
proceed and finish this paper.
I don't want to finish alone. I don't want you to get only the answers. I want you to get the way to get to the answers. Because if it was only the answers, I would have just given you in the group. So my aim is to make you understand. Right. On what point of the following graph will the price elasticity of demand be perfectly elastic? Right. Perfectly elastic at E is perfectly inelastic. I'll call it PI. Perfectly inelastic. Here is perfectly elastic. Right? Here it's unitary. Here it's elastic. It's inelastic. Here it's elastic. So the question is saying, on which point of the graph is the price elasticity of demand perfectly elastic? It's at point A, where it touches the x-axis. When it touches the y-axis, that's when it's perfectly inelastic. We drew this graph when we're doing our lessons, and I labeled it as such. That's why I said if you attended lessons, some of the answers are obvious. All right. Can I proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
proceeding. That was number 13. Number 14. Which of the following statements is incorrect? The income elasticity of demand indicates how much the income of suppliers will change if the price of the product changes. This sounds very wrong. A sounds very wrong because because yield, which is income elasticity of demand, is equals to percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in income, which is Y. So A says the income elasticity of demand indicates how much of the income suppliers will change if the price. No. And it's the relationship between the relationship between income and quantity demanded. So A is out. A should be our answer for number 14. But let's read out the following, the other answers. The income elasticity of demand for candles is poor. In poor households in South Africa, it has been estimated at minus 0.2. This indicates that candles are inferior goods for such a household. That's good. Yes, that one is right. If a good has got a negative yet, it is an inferior good. It means as your income increases, you decrease the consumption of that good. Like KFC. It's KFC. Yeah, KFC is an inferior good. The more you have money, you will not go to KFC. You go to proper restaurants. I know I'll be corrected here. There are people that just love KFC regardless.
Yeah, that is not true, hey? You.
Yeah. I knew. I'm here for a smacking. Yeah. Who likes KFC? If I go to KFC, I just want those wings.
Yeah, that's the only thing I eat there as well. Dunked wings.
All right. So an example, Amas. What about Amas?
It's not
Yes,
inferior.
As income increases, will you continue to chow more Amas?
Yes.
All right. What about taxis? Your trips with the taxis, not the Uber and the taxi, but I mean using the taxis where there are 13 people, 14 people. As income increases, what do you use?
I buy
I
the
cannot
car.
relate.
Yeah,
I cannot
so
relate.
I think now I got an inferior service.
Mm.
A ride with the taxi, with the public taxi. Okay, Otilia, what are you saying, Oti? Olitiwe. What's your name? Olitiwe or Tiliwe, I don't know.
Hi,
Alright.
sir. It's Ulitilwe.
Olitiwe, all right.
Sorry, I'm using my phone. I'm listening through my phone, so I think I pressed by mistake. Apologies.
All right, C say the income elasticity of demand for tea in South Africa has been estimated at 0.21. Tea may therefore be classified as both a normal good and an essential good. That's fine. The income elasticity of demand for biltong in South Africa has been estimated at 1.36. Biltong may therefore be classified as both normal good and luxury good. That was the same case with the Starbucks coffee. Remember the one that was in your short essay? Yes, that Starbucks coffee was
Yes.
normal good, which is a luxury. So our answer is A on number 14. Number 14, answer is A. Let's go to number 15. Number 15 says, using the following table, we show the short-run production function of a cricket ball manufacturer. The manufacturer and answer the question. Diminishing marginal returns. The word marginal, it means extra. Okay, that marginal, it means extra returns set in well, they actually gone out. All right, use the following table which shows the short-run production function of a cricket ball manufacturer and answer the question. Diminishing marginal returns set in when dash worker is added to the production. So we want to see if we add an extra worker, how many balls are we going to produce? We had 0 workers, and when we added 1, we had 60. That means the marginal returns there is 60. Then from 60 to 140, we added 80. Then from 140 to 230, we added 60 plus, we added 90. Then from 230 to 300, we added 70. That means when we added this person, which is the 40 person, yeah, when we added the 40 person, that's when the law of diminishing marginal returns set in. Because before that, the marginal, meaning the extra gain that we're getting by adding an extra person, 60, 80, 90, it was going up. Then it decreased from 90 to 70 when we added the 40%. This is when we added the first person, second person, third person, then the fourth person. So when we added the fourth person, that's when it decreased. So number 4, which is answer is C. Number 15, answer is C. All right. Any question there or number 15? Again, it needs a definition of marginal product if you know how to calculate your marginal product. Right, let's go to number 16. Number 16 was very tricky. Number 16 was tricky. All right, who wants to try number 16? Don't tell me the answer. I want you to calculate. Don't tell me the answer. I want you to calculate number 16. Don't just tell me, let's say the answer is B. Maybe you might have seen our answer sheet going around. I want a person to tell me how to do question number 16. Do I have people in the house? Okay, let me see. Answer for question 15, it's C.
4th.
I think it's all that doesn't have audio. I don't know what's happening there. All right. Number 16, who wants to try number 16? Who wants to try number 16? Mary says it's A, but how did you get A, Mary? Please unmute your mic and speak.
Hello. It says, suppose that a shoe manufacturer that employs six workers is able to increase the average of product of labor from 5 pairs of shoes per hour to 6 pairs of shoes per hour by hiring the 7th worker. The 7th worker's hourly marginal product is, I think it's 1. It will be like meaning 6 workers, each one manufacture 1 pair of shoes.
Okay. I disagree. All right. Thanks, Mary, for trying. I'll clap hands for you. Some people were not men enough, even if they were men, to try. But they were not men enough. Waldo. All right. Megan, are you here? Mr. Megan.
Yes, I'm here.
Please try.
I have no idea.
Someone, Vim Dala, says B. V, please unmute your mic and speak.
Hi, can you hear me?
V.
Hello? Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hardly hear you. All right. So please please mute your mic because there is some noise that is coming from there. Oh, mic issues. All right. Please mute your mic then. Thank you. Says, suppose the shoe manufacturer employs 6 workers. So 6 workers, I want to calculate it, is able to increase the average product. It says average product of labor from 5 pairs of shoes. That means the average product, let me do this. Average product was 5 shoes. What about the total shoes that were being produced? The total shoes that were being produced was 30 when there were 6. It says now, because we say 5 times 6, well, the average was 5. What was the total number of shoes? It was 30. Then it says now, from 5 pairs per hour to 6 pairs per hour hiring the 7th. If we hire the 7th, we change the average product from 5 to 6. That means the total was going to be 42. Now we have hired the 7th. The average product has moved from 5 to 6. That means the total is moved from 30 to 42. Then say the 7th worker has got a marginal product. Marginal, it means what is the increase in output of employing an extra worker. By employing the 7th worker, the marginal change is from 30 to 42, which is equal to 12 pairs of shoes. Which is equivalent to 12 pairs of shoes, which is D. 12 pairs of shoes. Very interesting. You can never cheat economics. You can never cheat it. Are you happy, guys? Can I proceed? The trick here was on average product. And we're supposed to calculate total product from average product. Then you find marginal product from total product. All right. Can I proceed?
Proceed.
Let's go to number 17. This one is easy. Use the table below to answer the question. The fixed cost of the firm is 500 Rand. The average variable cost to the firm when 4 units of gold bars are produced. But remember, it's saying average variable. It says average variable, and then here we've got total variable. That means average variable is equal to total variable cost over quantity. So they're just saying what will be the average variable cost of the firm when 4 units. So when 4 units are produced, we've got the total variable cost of 700. So you just say 700 over 4, which should give you 175. We come here 4, and we divide this 700 with the total variable cost divided by output, which gives us A as our answer. It gives us A as our answer. Happy? This one was easy, number 17. I'll clear this one and proceed to number 18. Number 18 is linked to that other question that we had. I think it was number 3. Number 18 says, in a perfectly competitive industry, and they're telling you always that it's a perfectly competitive industry, the market price, which is 20, that means P is equal to 20. An individual's firm produces at a price where MC is equal to 25. That means this P is equal to MR also, because in a perfectly competitive market, P is equal to MR. Then the output average variable cost is equal to 15. What should the firm do to maximize short-run profits? Can you see that MC is greater than MR? For profit to be maximized in the short run, MC should equals to MR. So we need to decrease your MC for us to maximize our profits. So how do we decrease? If we go to our graph, always AC is up there and MR is like this. So if MC is above MR, the situation is like this. What do we need to do? We need to decrease our MC. To decrease our MC, which is that curve that goes up, it means to contract our output. We need to reduce our output so that MC is equal to MR. Because at this point, MC is more than our MR. Our answer, therefore, for number 18 is C. Answer for number 18 is C. Happy? All right, guys. So I'm proceeding. That is number 18. Let's go to number 19. Number 19 is almost the same scenario. They are testing you the same thing. Don't forget our golden rule. MC is equals to MR. This is the profit maximizing position of a firm. Saying the following graph illustrates the cost and revenue conditions of a firm that operates in a perfectly competitive market. Which one of the following indicates the profit maximizing output? Profit is always maximized when MC is equal to MR, which is MR is this one, and this MC. So which is output C, which is output C. So the answer is C, which is number 19. Number 19 is C. Any questions on question number 19? Any questions on question number 19?
No.
Right. Should I proceed? Okay, let me see. Ivy says no problem. Okay. Let me see. Please proceed. That's Joanne. Right. Let's go to number 20. Lucola is saying she's satisfied. Number 20 says, the diagram below shows the market for the Gautrain rides. If you're in East London, you are in Cape Town, Limpopo, the Free State, Northwest, Northern Cape, you don't know what a Gautrain is. So tough luck. So only those in Gauteng will be able to answer this one. Okay, if you're in any other province, sorry. Yeah, Gautrain is between Pretoria and Joburg. All right, number 20 says, the diagram below shows the market for Gautrain rides. Use this diagram to answer the questions below. What is likely to happen in the market for Gautrain rides, assuming there's no intervention by the government? So they are actually saying, if there's no intervention by the government, what was there, what was set was 60 as the price. But at 60, the laborers, they were supplying 50. Sorry, the supply was 150 rides per week. The demand was 100 per week. Now the government is not intervening. What will happen? I mean, the forces of supply and demand will come here and work. So what would happen? Number 20, let's look at the answers. They say there's likely to be an increase in the price of the Gautrain rides. Never. It's not an increase because the 50 is the result. It's a decrease actually. So decrease in price is the answer. So let's look for the decrease. It says number B, there's likely to be an increase in quantity of Gautrain rides. No, there's no increase in Gautrain rides supplied. Because Gautrain rides supplies decreases actually to 120. So B is out. There's likely to be a decrease in quantity of Gautrain rides supplied, yes. As the price rises, no, the price does not rise, the price decreases. Let's go to D. There's likely to be a decrease in quantity of Gautrain rides supplied, yes. As the price decreases, yes, as the price decreases. Answer is D. Number 20, answer is D. Let's go to question number 21. Let's go to question number 21. Number 21 says, a firm finds that by producing and selling the last unit of its output, of its product, the marginal revenue it earns is 15 Rand. Okay, so the marginal revenue it earns 15 Rand, then the marginal cost is equal to 14. They are again testing you, MR is equal to MC. So in this case, our MR is greater than MC. So they are saying, what should you do? Always when MR is greater than MC, you should increase your output. So we should increase your output. It says decrease output, so decrease output is out. We should increase output, decrease out. Let's look at C. Increase its output irrespective of the type of the firm it is. Yes. I think our answer is C. Let's look at D. Decrease in output. No, it says decrease. So this one says decrease, decrease, decrease. So our answer is increase, which is C, number 21. Number 21 is C. Number 22. Which one of the following statements is correct? If the price elasticity of demand for ice cream is greater than 1, then the suppliers of ice cream can increase their total revenue by raising the price. No. They can never do that, because if the price elasticity of demand is greater than 1, it means quantity demand is very responsive to a change in price. If you increase the price, that means quantity demand is going to change to 0. You will not increase your revenue by doing that. And the answer is equals to, is not A. Let's go to B. A horizontal demand curve has a price elasticity of 1. Never. It is not a horizontal demand curve that has got an elasticity of 1. It is not a horizontal one. Okay. Let's go to C. If a 10% increase in university fees results in a 5% reduction in the quantity of university education demanded, then the quantity of demand is price elastic. No, it is price inelastic, because a change in a price of 10% results in a smaller change in the reduction in quantity demanded. So it's inelastic. So C is no. Let's go to D. If the price elasticity of demand for bread is less than 1, a decrease in price of demand of bread will lower the total revenue of supplies of bread. That is right. The answer is D. If the price elasticity of demand for bread is less than 1, then the decrease in the price of bread will lower the revenue of the suppliers. Yes, it is the increase which will increase the revenue. Right, so the answer there, is D. Number 22 is D. Let's go to number 23. Number 23 says, complete the following sentence. If marginal revenue is positive, if marginal revenue is positive, right. If marginal revenue is positive, total revenue is increasing. Yeah. If marginal revenue is positive, then total revenue increases. So increases, it's A and C. Where marginal revenue is equal to 0, total revenue is at a maximum, not minimum there, but maximum. So A. Then, and when marginal revenue becomes negative, total revenue decreases. The answer is A. I've shown you these graphs, and you've seen the relationship. You've seen the relationship in the graphs. Right, number 24. Number 24. We said number 23 is A. Number 24. Study the diagram below and answer the question. The monopolist shown is making. Can you see that the cost, average cost is higher than average? I want you to see something here. This one, AC, is cost. Then this one is the AR, is revenue. Revenue, cost is greater than revenue. So it's actually making a loss. So A is out, B is out, because they are talking about economic profit. So we are left with C and D. Then C says making a loss of AB. So the loss which is actually being made is this one. This is the loss that is being made. It's equals to AB times OC. AB times OC. Making a loss of OB. No, not OB. It's actually AB or C. The answer is C for number 24. Number 24 is C. Number 24 is C. Last one.
Okay, sorry, before you move.
All right.
Can you repeat the part where you said AC is equal to cost, AR is equal to revenue?
All right. Always when you're determining the cost, you use the AC curve, the average cost curve. When you are determining the revenue, you determine using the demand curve or the AR curve. Remember, the demand curve is the AR curve.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you determine your cost by the AC curve. So where MC is equal to MR is at this point. That's where MC is equal to MR. Remember, MR is equal to MC is your profit maximizing. If you go up, at that point, what you start meeting is the demand curve, meaning that your revenue is actually equivalent to OB times O. You see OB times OC. This part is your revenue. Then your total cost is actually more because it goes to A. So your total cost goes to OA times OC. So this one becomes the loss that you are receiving. Answered?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I think people are taking people back, because if you are asking for answers for number 7 to 23, that's too much. I think it's better to allow people to finish, to concentrate. Ivy, you can ask in the WhatsApp group. Well, some people will now be going back and they'll not be listening. All right, number 20, number 25. This is our last one. 25 says, which of the following wage rates will have an influence on the number of people employed? Wage rate which will have an influence on the number of people employed. If the wage rate is 1, it will not have an effect because the wage rate will come to 2. But it is W3, usually, which is the minimum wage which is set by the government. So the answer for number 25 is C. The answer for number 25 is C. So that is the one that would cause an influence on the number of people that is employed. So number 25 is C, W3. Okay, guys, this is it. So what I'm going to do for tomorrow, if you have got some more pre-choice questions that you want to ask, you can post them in the group. I will try to answer them in the group, right there in the group. But if there are many, I can connect on Zoom, maybe from 2 to 3, so that I can discuss with the people that will be available from 2 to 3. Because in the evening, I've got management accounting with the second years. So tomorrow afternoon, if you've got any question, multiple choice question, you can even inbox me, but it's better you put it on the group because all will benefit from the answers. Okay. And